Last year in the NFL, Josh Allen won MVP. In my opinion, a DEI MVP award. Saquon Barkley won Offensive Player of the Year and Patrick Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year. Those two actually deserved it, unlike Josh Allen's bitch ass. Now, with 8 weeks left till NFL season starts, I'm gonna predict every award winner in the 2025 NFL season. Yes, this may be too early, and if you have that opinion, nigga, fuck you. Now remember guys, this is my opinion. You can comment your opinion, you can say I'm wrong, but at the end of the day, who clicked on this video, nigga? But I'm Zaza Sports. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let's get into it. I'm gonna start with Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'm gonna choose Abdul Carter. Now, Defensive Rookie and Offensive Rookie of the Year is really hard to choose. Simply put, rookies are hard to predict. Mel Kiper has been doing this shit for 30 years, and he still doesn't have a grasp on it. What kind of cut does this nigga get in the barbershop? Simply put, I'm choosing Abdul Carter because he led the whole nation last year in tackles for a loss. And if we know anything about Penn State edge rushers in recent memory, them niggas are some cats for real. His speed to also combine with his ability to dip on the line of scrimmage, it's ridiculous. He's an explosive monster off the line. It's a lot like Micah Parsons. And not to mention he had 12.5 sacks last year and led the whole nation in tackles for loss. He's a Micah Parsons, Lawrence Taylor type build. We see these athletes about every draft. Isaiah Simmons, Micah Parsons, a player that's an absolute anomaly at the linebacker position. But real talk, there's a bunch of athletic linebackers in the league that don't do shit. So these type of linebacker builds are really a hit or miss, real talk. But I think Abdul Carter will be a hit, and that's why I got him as Defensive Rookie of the Year. Next is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Ashton Jeanty will be Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he'll lead the whole NFL in rushing. I'm gonna co-sign that. Simply put, if you're a talented running back in college football, they translate impressively well to the NFL. Think about the Ezekiel Elliott's, think about the Saquon Barkleys, think about the Derrick Henrys, extraordinary running backs in college, and did crazy things within their first 3 years in the NFL. And I truthfully believe, coming out of college, out of all those guys I just named, behind Derrick Henry, Ashton Jeanty is the second most talented back. And not to mention, over the final month of the season for the Las Vegas Raiders, that offensive line was looking pretty damn good. At least way better than at the start of the season. So it gives me a little hope for the Las Vegas Raiders and Ashton Jeanty's rookie year, which I think is about to be spectacular. Simply put, I think Ashton Jeanty's about to have an all-time rookie year. He's definitely going over 1,000 yards. I'd even put him over 10 touchdowns. He's going to average over 4 yards per carry, and he's going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Point blank, period. Now on to Comeback Player of the Year. Trevor Lawrence. The prince that was promised has not worked out in the NFL, point blank, period. Simply put, this is one of the most hyped up quarterbacks in my lifetime, and he hasn't panned out. And I don't think it's particularly his fault either, because Trevor Lawrence has been dealt bad hand after bad hand after bad hand. And I believe this year, he's gonna have to fucking do something, my nigga, because his career stats are 13,815 yards, 69 touchdowns, and 46 interceptions. And not to mention, last year he only played 10 games and was 2-8 in them. And not to mention, their wide receiver stud they had last year, Brian Thomas Jr., who in 2024 caught 87 balls to the face, 1,282 yards, and 10 touchdowns in his rookie season. So this Disney princess looking fuck will have some people to throw it to this year. They also signed Trenton Irwin from the Cincinnati Bengals. Jacksonville has some promising weapons for Trevor Lawrence, and I think they're setting him up for an elite season for the first time in his career. Yes, the most hyped up quarterback in recent draft memory has one good season, and it wasn't even all pro caliber. Even though Trevor Lawrence has underperformed in his last 12 starts, throwing 21 touchdowns to 14 interceptions with only 4 wins. In the year before that, going 8-3 and missing the playoffs at the end of the year, I think Trevor Lawrence has a good season in him. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he can even be a great quarterback still. And he got the name, he got the value, and he got the hype to do it. So my Comeback Player of the Year is Trevor Lawrence. Defensive Player of the Year, Aiden Hutchinson. Simply put, last year, I think he would have had a case for Defensive Player of the Year, because in the 5 games he started, he registered 7.5 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss, and 19 combined tackles. If he triples his stats, he would have had a 21 sack campaign, and he would have had a minimum 15 sacks last year if he played through the season. But sadly, he got injured, and I think Aiden Hutchinson's going to come out hungry this year. Before he got injured, he led the NFL in sacks, pressures, and pass rush win rate. He won Defensive Player of the Month honors in September, and had a 4-sack game before he got injured. This dude was different before he was injured. He was playing like a prime Reggie White. And not to mention, PFF gave him a 94.9 grade, ranking him number 1 amongst defensive ends. And not to mention, Defensive Player of the Year is an edge rushing award. Sure, you get cornerbacks sometimes, you get safeties sometimes, but if we're keeping it P, my nigga, it's mainly for defensive ends and outside linebackers. So with that being said, my lock for Defensive Player of the Year is Aiden Hutchinson. If you disagree, cry to your fucking mom, bitch ass nigga. Offensive Player of the Year. Now, this award doesn't get as much respect respect as defensive player of the year for whatever reason, because offensive player of the year is the best offensive player that wasn't a quarterback that year. I think this award needs more props to it, because even I value MVP and defensive player of the year more than this award. And my 2025 offensive player of the year is Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs last year placed top 5 in rushing and led the whole league in rushing touchdowns with 16. And not to mention, he wasn't even necessarily the feature back all year. He's going to have a way more expanded role this year for the Detroit Lions. And who knows, if he hits that 1,700 yard mark and he gets 12 plus touchdowns, I think he can win offensive player of the year. Not to mention, offensive player of the year loves a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield, and Jahmyr Gibbs is perfect for that. Because offensive player of the year, 29 of the last 51 times went to an NFL running back. Simply put, in my opinion, if Jahmyr Gibbs stays healthy, they give him a bigger workload, and he's just as good as last season. He's an easy candidate for offensive player of the year. I'm going to say he's going to win it. Now for the biggest award, MVP, Joe Burrow. I don't really like the Cincinnati Bengals, but I'm a lifetime Chiefs fan, so like, no shit. But what Joe Burrow did last season could have won him an MVP if he didn't play for the Cincinnati Bengals. If Joe Burrow won 11 games last season, he's without a doubt the MVP of the league. In all sense of the word, he was the most valuable to his team, winning more than Josh Allen last year and more than Lamar Jackson last year. Real shit. Even though his team didn't win, fuck shit. And not to mention, Joe Burrow last year led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns with 4,918 passing yards and 43 touchdown passes. Pro Football Focus also named him number 1 in total pass grade last year and had a low 1.3% interception rate, ranked top 5 in the whole league. And not to mention, Lamar Jackson's won it, Josh Allen's won it, Patrick Mahomes has won it. They're gonna want to do something different this year. Real shit. And the last quarterback of the big 4 is Joe Burrow that hasn't won an MVP, even though they're all ringless except Mahomes. And not to mention, Joe Burrow, his whole career, his offensive line has sucked dick. He had the second most dropbacks last year, had significant pressure, and was still ranked at the top for Pro Football Focus passing grade under pressure. Give this dude an offensive line and see what he can do. Real shit. And if Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to be healthy all 17 games, that's a Hall of Fame supporting cast to sustain dominance on the offensive side. And all the Bengals have to do is win 11 games, my nigga. Like, if y'all don't completely shit the bed, bro, Joe Burrow has an easy MVP right now. But with that being said, that's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I love making these videos. Thank you for the support, and I'll catch y'all boys later. Peace.